Hello, Martin.
Hello.
Hello, Martin. We thought we'd do this impromptu live to talk a little bit about the Newcastle fixture on Sunday that is currently still going ahead, and to
Yeah.
talk about what the actual hell is going on in football.
Well, do you know what's going on in football? Because I'm lost now.
Um, Quite sensibly, a lot of the managers have told their players that it is completely on their own shoulders whether they get the corona vaccine or not. That is a personal decision and should be a personal decision for everybody. I personally would strongly advise that you get the vaccine, but that is my personal discretion. It is up to you entirely. I think we've got problems with managers dropping like flies with corona. Pep Guardiola has had to cancel a press conference today because of suspected coronavirus. Or I believe that it was a ineligible test or something like that, as in, it wasn't
Inconclusive.
inconclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What you said.
we've had games this week for fun being PP'd, postponed, dropping like flies. The actual matches. I'll just quickly run through the list of games, mine, that have been cancelled this week.
Sit back. It might take half an hour.
So I'll just start with on Tuesday. Obviously, the Brentford Manchester United game was postponed as a
Yeah.
result, we believe, of coronavirus. The other two fixtures went ahead. Obviously, the Norwich and Aston Villa game and the Manchester City and Leeds game went ahead. But then on Wednesday, we had another game postponed, which was the Burnley Watford game. The other three games did go ahead. On Thursday, we had the Leicester and Tottenham game postponed, and is that the second game in a row for Tottenham that's been postponed now?
Yes. And they've also, I think, they had a European game against
And
Red.
the European game against
But
Rennes.
that isn't going to be replayed.
And then on Saturday, now this is the big hitter now, ladies and gentlemen, the one that's going to sort of worry us more than give us hope, is the fact that the Manchester United-Brighton game has been postponed, the Southampton-Brentford game has been postponed, the Watford-Crystal Palace game has been postponed, and the West Ham-Norwich game has been postponed. Now, those are all Saturday fixtures. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games that were going ahead, 4 of them have been cancelled so far. And on the Sunday, the Everton-Leicester game has already been postponed. And let's not forget, Everton just played last night. So, quite worrying, really, Martin. Now, what I will say, Martin, personally, is that this was always an inevitability or a possibility, whichever way you want to look at things. We personally, between us, in the discussions that we've had, believe that it would be the fans that would be kicked out of football first. And it's not sort of gone that way, has it? Because as it stands, fans are still welcome at full capacity games, right?
Yes. The current rules are anything with over 10,000 capacity, you have to now, and this is now mandatory, show your COVID passport, you've had your boosters. Apparently, it's all three, or you have to show a negative lateral flow test, or you will be denied entry into the stadiums.
But other than that, it's pretty much, you've got that, go to the
Full
games.
house.
Exactly. So, like I said, me and Martin had the sneaking suspicion that they were going to sort of reduce capacity first or kick fans out first. But no, this time it's the actual teams. Quite sensibly, obviously, we're not saying that it's wrong, but it's the teams that are quite sensibly drawing lines under this. Now, there are debates that can be made that some teams will be using this to their advantage. For example, every squad in the Premier League has 25 eligible players. And if they've got 3 players out with COVID, but the rest of them all test negative, they're still using that as a way to abandon the game. Is that fair, Martin? Is that right, Martin? I'm not going to have an opinion on that, but I think that if you have got 15 players, my opinion is that other than if you've got 15 eligible players, you should play. Now, does that lessen the quality of the sport? Yeah, of course it lessens the quality of the sport. And this is ultimately what it comes down to, isn't it, Martin? Sky Sports and BT Sports want the best package to sell to people.
Of course they do. And if you remember, what really grates me, though, is, remember last year we got our game called off against Everton, and the whole media, Gary Neville and everything else, was tweeting out that the point should be given to Everton and Manchester City are wrong and blah, blah, blah. Manchester United have games called off and nothing said.
Well, obviously, Martin, that's because we're
and
the
I
boo
think
boys,
that's
mate.
what breaks. Now, what you got, I mean, you could do what Carlisle United were very funny the other day. They stuck a tweet out saying that they're going to reduce capacity to 9,999, which was quite amusing. But it is the lower league clubs I feel sorry for here. Because again, they're going to get shafted.
Well,
Big time.
I mean, see that you know what, Martin? I don't want to be arrogant, but that is a problem I didn't even consider. And you are quite right. You are quite right that the ticket receipts, the gate receipts from all of these clubs have absolutely been in the dirt for the last 2 years anyway. It's only going to get worse for them. I understand why Carlisle United have done what they've done. It's a little bit
But
cheeky,
at the busiest time of year as well.
Martin, but Martin, that it's like, again, it's not just football, Martin. It's all walks of life that have to do this right now.
Unfortunately, we're going to become a nation and a world where we're going to become like bears. Every winter, we're going to go into hibernation. During the summertime,
I hope not, Martin.
We're going to come out.
I hope not. I hope this is something that's going to be around for 2 or 3 years, and then I think
this is the problem. This isn't just this season. We're going to get this next winter, and then the next winter. So
yeah, okay, that's a fair point in your opinion, Martin. But let's focus on the here and now. So Pep Guardiola cancelled his press conference because of an inconclusive test. As it stands, this is Friday afternoon. As it stands, Charlie, we're not saying that the season will be postponed, mate. Not saying that, Paul. As it stands, the game on Sunday is still going ahead against Newcastle United. Who'll be in charge for that, Martin? Yeah, now at 2 o'clock for Sky Sports reasons. But are you going to be in charge on Sunday, Martin?
I'd love to be in charge, but it won't be. It'll be Lilo. We'll finally see if Lilo's full of hot air, or whether Newcastle could take all the hot air out of it.
Well, do you remember when Arteta took over when Pep was suspended and was it the Champions League and Arteta took over?
Well, you got to remember this won't. If Pep is having to isolate, this won't just be Sunday. There'll be the Boxing game against Leicester.
I mean, it depends. I mean, he might. Let's presume, Martin, that he'll have done another test today, and if that test that he's done today, or the 3 tests that he's done today have come back with negative results, then I think he'll be fine for Sunday. But like I said, it is just a precautionary measure at this point.
But it's like you said, it should be. They've done this ass backwards. And this is just me as a fan. For 2 years, we went with no fans in the ground. And I get they're doing it because of the players. And it's like we mentioned on our Twitch stream last night. People will say, well, they've got 25-man squads. But it depends who it is in that, not just the squad, but the backroom staff. If you've got your physio and your doctor and your medical kit down, well, that's a fair point. Who's going to come on and help them? Now, can I just? Are you going to run on with your sponge?
Can I just say something, Martin? Now, I don't think that either of us are coming at this from the standpoint that the season's going to get cancelled or called off. Or we're more thinking that
take fans out.
I think fans are going to get kicked out again at some point, probably January. And I think that the games are just. I think we're going to have a few weeks in February, March where we play 3 games a week or something ridiculous like that. Which for those teams that are still in the Champions League is going to be a nightmare. But I think that's the way that they're going to deal with this.
Yes, it's going to. Squads are now going to have to be used, which we will be accused is in our favour by the media because we've got this world-class squad where we can rotate, and the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool will bitch and moan about it, and they'll cry, saying that they haven't got the squad depth. But
well, I just want to address, Martin, something that Jack Lee's just said. And he's quite right. The general public, Jack Lee, for the most part, I've been jabbed more times than the second-hand dartboard, yes. However, if you look at the data and you look at the statistics, mate, I think it's about 50% of Premier League players have still not taken they've still not taken the injection. And that is a personal choice. There is a lot of metadata out there that suggests that there could be potential ramifications for athletes. I am not saying they are. I am not a virologist or an immunologist. I am not one of those people. If you want to have an opinion on that, go and do a 9-year medical degree. But so the actual vaccine uptake for players is still only around 50%, which is a lot less than the actual general population. So
there is a little bit of an update on things, Rob, is from a ManCity City point of view. Got to remember, Pep said on Monday that there were staff members that had tested positive within the club. It never came out with them staff members. We played the game on Tuesday. Pep's now come back with his inconclusive I think by the sounds of it, he's done a lateral flow and they've now sent him to do a PCR by the sounds of it. The City women's game is off against Reading. That's gone. That's been, postponed. PP'd, gone. Ta-ra. But there is a meeting that is going to happen on Monday to discuss the current outbreak. That will be discussed on Monday. And it's going to be not just around the COVID situation. It's also going to be talking about the fixture pile-up. Because I think what they're worried about at the minute, if you look, like you said, there's certain teams that are going to be 3-4 games behind everyone. And they're going to say, well, we're at a disadvantage because we're, like you said, we're going to be playing every 3 days. And our opponent's got arrested for a week.
Can I just say, Jack's just made a great comment there, and I agree wholeheartedly with you. It's not my fault or your fault or anyone's fault that people choose not to get the vaccine. However, when it comes to a Premier League footballer and a Premier League squad, like I said, this 25-man squad thing, the problem that we have, and I do share your opinion, Jack, but the problem that we have, mate, is, let's say that De Bruyne, Bernardo, Cancelo, Diaz all got COVID and we had to play with Aki, some youth team members, Fernandinho or whatever. The product is lesser. The actual quality of the football on the pitch would be lesser for like 6 games. Now, we're fine with that because it's football. We just want to see football get played. But you have to understand that from a monetary sense, if you're Sky Sports or BT Sports or the Premier League as a whole, you don't want to see your product being tarnished in any way, shape or form. Like, for example, let's imagine that Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo at United got COVID. I hope they don't, but let's say that they got COVID and they're out for 3-4 weeks. Manchester United are losing viewers. Sky Sports are losing viewers. That's just a fact of the modern game. So, yes, we want football to go ahead, but we want the best version of football to go ahead.
Well, the worry is here. There's actually, from February, you've got European games, Carabao Cup, the FA Cup 5th round. So there's actually, and replays for the 4th round, there's only 2 complete clear midweeks now until the end of the season. So 2 clear midweeks. So where does it? And it's like Klopp has come out and said today, just stopping the season help. Because no matter what, when we restart, they're still going to get it. Because when do you restart it? If you stop it for 2 weeks, for example, say you postpone it for 2 weeks, it ain't going to go away in 2 weeks. So you're just going to end up in a vicious circle.
And as being said in the comments again by Jack, I mean, you're making some great comments, Paul, but they need to they need to get on top of this now, right now. Get on top of it right now. Put the players in bubbles. Put them all into team hotels if they have to. Treat it like it's a training camp, or treat it like it's a European or a World Cup sort of thing, or an Olympics event. Put them all in their own isolation bubbles. Don't let anyone in or out of that bubble. That, you know, blah 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 blah. And that's how they're gonna have to go about it. At the minute, because thankfully we live in a free society, everyone's been left to their own devices, and clearly leaving footballers sometimes to their own devices isn't the right thing to do, because they're fucking about. They don't
always have common sense.
They don't always have common sense. Don't mean that enough
for when, but they don't.
But what I'm saying now is that if we're gonna go down this road and football is under threat, then they need to slam the anchors on and put some control over the players. Put them in the bubbles.
These players are multimillionaires. Stick them in an hotel for a few weeks. Yes, the hardship will come their way from the families, because I know the Wolves manager has just made a statement today that he has his family come over, and he said,
Charlie just
I have my family coming over.
Look, we all understand why Pep went to Barcelona on Wednesday. We all understand that. Sentimentality, Sergio Aguero, all the rest of it. But in hindsight, it is ridiculous making trips like that.
Yeah.
Now, and that's the thing, isn't it? The problem is, Charlie, it's about finding the right balance between trying to live a normal life and trying to be cautionary. It's an impossible decision. I mean, my friend Sean and Martin's friend Sean, like recently, Sean has had to, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, Sean, but Sean has had to make some decisions in his life for the benefit of his family. and his future, because you won't, as a parent, you only get to experience, and Martin will know this, you only get to experience certain things once in your child's life. And
there's no redos.
And you have to do it. You have to do it because you don't want to miss out on your child's life. And that's the sort of, in a similar way with Pep Guardiola, going to Barcelona to celebrate Sergio Aguero's career. It's a little bit lesser than that, but still, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, for example, like if me and Martin tomorrow got offered tickets for the Champions League final, but we know that there's a 50% chance of getting coronavirus, it's a personal choice whether we go or not, right? And that's just how you have to deal with life these days.
You've got to. We're in a situation where it's like, I mean, there was an MP. I don't want to really go down a politics road, but he said yesterday that you're going to have to make some decisions for your Christmas. And that's where the comment came in about, do you want to go to a football game or do you want to spend Christmas with your family? Which one do you want to do? Because you may have to make them choices. Now, as free human beings in a free world, we have to make them decisions that are best for us individually. Because trust me now, when me and Rob go to the Etihad and we know there's 50,000 people there, we know we're taking a chance.
Well, what did I say to you before the Leeds game? People were questioning on Tuesday why there were fewer people than normal, even though we are the joke club who apparently don't have any fans. But I said to Martin, I made the point to Martin, and once Martin heard my point, he couldn't disagree with it. I said, right, we're 12 days before Christmas at this point. If you catch coronavirus tonight, you're in isolation and you ain't spending Christmas with your family. So the choice on Tuesday night was go and watch Manchester City play Leeds, 50% chance you get coronavirus, and then you don't get to spend Christmas with your family. And it's already been an impossible 2 years about being separated from your family. So these are the decisions that people have to make in the last couple of weeks.
Chelsea's attendance last night, there was empty seats all over. And what people got, listen, when you go on social media and people are it's just banter and cheap digs. What you got to do is, people know the real reason why. Because some people are making that choice. I didn't see my family last year. I want to go and see them this year. And that's personal choice. It is a personal choice.
I mean, I had to do this last Christmas. Last Christmas, I got coronavirus. My auntie was dying of liver cancer, and I was going to spend some of Christmas with my auntie. I couldn't because I got coronavirus. And then my auntie died in the February. That's something personal to my life that happened in this last year because I made a decision to go out on a night out, which, let's be honest, I wasn't being selfish because I hadn't been out, for 8 months prior to that, and I just so happened to get coronavirus, and then I couldn't see my auntie at Christmas, and she died 2 months later. And these are things that every single one of us is dealing with right now. These are the choices we have to make in life.
Well, I'll be honest with you now. I don't know if I'm going on Boxing Day yet. Because on Boxing Day, like Rob's still going to make choices. My parents coming to my house for a party, bit of a do. And as you all know, my parents are not very well at all. So, do I make that choice of going to the match to possibly bring it back with my parents? So it's simple factors, people have to make some tough decisions. And listen, there is no wrong decision for anyone. So as Jack said, yeah, you need to get back to home, but there is no wrong decisions. Make the decision that is personally right for you. That's what I would say. But let's get on to the game anyway. We are playing now at 2 p.m. on Sunday, not 2:15, 2 p.m. Obviously, been moved for TV reasons. It's going to be on Sky TV. There will be a watch along on here. We will be live at 1 p.m. But Newcastle last night, now they got beat 3-1. There was a lot of people expecting them to go and get a good hiding, 5 or 6, and they didn't. And let's be honest, for the first goal, they were 1-0 up. And Newcastle were in dreamland. They got back very quickly, and it was game over from there. But we did a stream last night, and there was a lot of talk of 8-1s, 5-0s, and the other 6-0s. And I'll be straight with you. I don't think that'll happen because Newcastle are still fighting for their lives. Newcastle have got some very tough fixtures ourselves, Leicester, United. I think it's Leicester anyway. They've just played Liverpool. So can Newcastle afford to throw these fixtures away like that? I understand people say it's a free hit. They're playing the top boys, free hits. It's against Watford and Burnley. They got beat by Watford. They beat Burnley, they drew in Norwich. So they're not always beating the teams around them, which means they're going to have to beat a team above them at some point. So they're going to have a go. So for me, I am still the old Manchester City fan. I am still cautious. I don't think we'll go up there and smack them. But Newcastle will be up for it. Big crowd, 50,000 people, if, a lot go. And they're going to roar them on. The good news is apparently St. Maximin is out of that game, which is good news for us. Because I always look at St. Maximin as a poor man's Adama Traore. He's a lot thinner, a lot smaller. He's quick.
The thing is, Martin, Newcastle did lose 3-1 last night to Liverpool, yes. But they showed some fight. And they might have got something out of that game if a penalty decision went their way or whatever. So don't quite write Newcastle off just yet.
Well, he was injured, Yusuf. He was injured. St. Maximin was injured, and that's why he went off. And listen, I get people being confident. Now, the good thing for us on Tuesday, we got Bernardo off, Rodri off, and we got players off for a nice rest. Plenty of legs in. The thing that will be in our favour, they played yesterday. We played Tuesday. So I think it's total. I know it's only 15 minutes.
Well, this is all about that. This is all about that fixture congestion, isn't it, Martin? At Christmas, games every other day.
15 minutes. What? Why? Do you know? I just think it's madness, total and utter madness. We don't know a lot of the team news because there hasn't been a press conference. So we're peeing into the wind a little bit, guessing on team news. We don't know who's fit, who's potentially got COVID, who hasn't. So we're going to find out on Sunday. But please don't go up there. I sound like I'm begging and I'm not. Please, let's take the arrogance out of us going up there, winning 5 or 6-0. If we do great. But to me, we've got to just... If we go up there with the cockiness...
I think what Martin's trying to say is for many years we were in the position that Newcastle United are currently in. And let's not forget that. For all the good that we're doing now, for all the trophies that we're winning now, just remember that it can quite easily turn on its head. So that's...
And it will come back to us. It will come... I don't mean we'll get relegated, but there'll be a time when we're not winning the league and we're not winning cups. Everyone goes
there's all sorts of potential knock-on effects as well. I mean, me and Martin were quite confident a couple of weeks ago that Liverpool were going to lose several players to the AFCON. That's all up in the air now as well. There's this.
Well, that's the whole thing. I don't think that'll happen.
And I need somebody to tell me exactly. But isn't there supposed to be some sort of cool-off period or break at the end of January or something like that, or the end?
No, that's next year.
That's next year. Okay, so it's almost as if football is just in this near continuous state now until August or something like that. Which is
well, we've not. Listen, these players have not had a break for 2 years.
Well, yeah, exactly. So there's all sorts, you know.
We had the Euros last year. The season finished in July, and we were off again in start of September. It's unfortunately these players are being flogged like their horses on a race course. You know, we're going to start calling KDB Red Rum.
I mean, we're a little bit more fortunate on others because we do have this supposed squad depth that other teams don't have. But still, it's a crazy amount of football. Crazy amount of football.
And you know what? I see why fans stop loving it as much. Because you can get, what's the word I'm thinking of? When you get over
football fatigue, Martin. Football fatigue.
You can get like that. Do you know what? Because if you think of that summer break when you have that 3 months, by the time you hit the third month, You're craving that first game of the season. You're craving the Community Shield. And it's packed. This year, we took 2 coach loads to Wembley for the Community Shield. That's how people are just fatigued with football now. They've had enough. And I think we've just got to be careful. We've just got to be careful. But Sunday, I think, will be a really good game. And Rich made a point a couple of weeks back. I prefer the close games to the 7-0s.
Well, I think any football. Listen, any football purist enjoys both in a way, Martin. One, like for example, the City versus Leeds game. We enjoyed that because we got to see a complete team with a complete performance. Yes. So that's enjoyable on one regard. But on the other regard, a 1-0 win in the 89th minute is sometimes more rewarding. Yeah, exactly. The emotion is different, isn't it? Different horses, different courses, mate.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the 7-0 was great, but by the 7th goal, you just look at the goal celebrations. It becomes a golf clap near the end. Well done. You know, it's like when you go on Sunday League and you hammer a team 20-0. By the time you're at 15, you're taking the mick. You know, it's just, for me, listen, I've seen it on both ends, but to me, I always love them close games. 3-1.
I'll give you an example. The Sterling winner against Southampton.
Yeah, look at that. Pep was on the touchline, going down, hugging them all. It's amazing. But I'm just going to get up. So for Newcastle, what are you expecting, Rob? I know you're saying you're expecting a close one, but
I think City will win it because we've just got unfortunately there is a gulfing class between the two teams. But I just think that Newcastle have got a bit more about them now. They're actually trying to, because they don't want to get relegated, Martin. It wouldn't in the long term. In the long term, getting relegated doesn't actually damage Newcastle United because Newcastle United the new owners of Newcastle didn't expect to be winning the league in the first 2-3 seasons. They knew that this was a long haul project. Okay,
I think that Amanda Staveley said 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. So Newcastle getting relegated at the end of this season isn't the be all and end all. However, they still don't want to get relegated in a way where the derby counted. They don't want that level of humiliation, which currently they won't be based on points purely because they've got more points than Derby County ever got. But still, being relegated with a low points tally it doesn't look good on the CV. So Newcastle are going to put a lot of fight in. This whole
Derby County still get flogged with that now.
Exactly. This whole thing about how Newcastle are going to turn their season round in January, I don't believe that either because they've still got a limited budget, and they need 4, 5, 6 players, and there aren't 4, 5, 6 players out there ready to go and play for Newcastle United. A lot of people have said that they're going to get Lingard. Well, he's not going to turn your fortunes around. He's a creative player, yes, but he's not a battler. They've said that they're going to get Kieran Trippier. Okay, you get Kieran Trippier. He can't even get a game at Atletico at the minute. You know, so there's all sorts of things that they might try and bring in. They might try and bring loan players in and all the rest of it. But what they really need, they need resilience. They need battlers. They need people that are going to try and grind out 1-0 wins or 2-1 wins.
They need Joe Ryle's dogs at war.
Yeah, they need dogs at war, absolutely. So yes, I do believe that we'll go up there and beat them. But I do also expect to see a little bit of fight in them. A little bit of fight.
Yeah.
You know, and if Youssef was on this discussion right now, he would have to admit that Newcastle did make Liverpool uncomfortable at points last night. So,
yeah, I'm here. To me, I think Newcastle. I'm quite going. I'm not going because I like going up to Newcastle. It's a good atmosphere, good set of fans. Last time I went in the Strawberry beforehand. Because if you've ever been to St James's Park, it's literally next to the main road. It's literally main road, and there you go. Not the Manchester City main road. But so for me, I really enjoy it. It's a good football ground, good set of fans. Really love the football, and they're desperate for success. And in their eyes, success is Mike Ashley gone. They were having an open-top bus parade when the Sports Direct put hoardings.
Well, as you know, given my affiliation with Rangers, getting rid of Mike Ashley is equivalent to winning an FA Cup. Trust me.
Yeah, They're happy. Newcastle fans will wait that 10. And like I said, if they have to take 2 steps back.
Can I just say?
Sorry, a step back.
I just want to reiterate a point, Martin. While I do agree with Jack Lee that City will beat Newcastle 3-0 and Sean Foggett that City will win 4-0 and Charlie's statement there, City will thrash Newcastle, they're so bad. Yes, they are bad, but let's be a little bit more reserved. Okay? Now, if we were playing Liverpool or Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea, the first thing you'll hear out of my mouth is we're going to absolutely smash these, we're going to destroy them, because they are our big rivals. At the minute, Newcastle United are a little bit of a minnow. So, have you ever heard that old story about the big bully in the playground, how he bullies the little boy? Like, who actually is getting anything out of that? Does the bully look bigger and harder because he's bullying the smallest boy in the playground? No, he doesn't. He just looks like a dick. So let's be a little bit reserved. We can all say, yep, I do believe that City's class and quality will beat Newcastle United on Sunday. But let's not go out and say we're going to absolutely smack the crap out of them because they're a BTEC fucking championship team. Because we're not. That's how Manchester United talk. That's how Manchester United fans act and behave. We're not Manchester United. We're Manchester City.
Well, can I just tell him while you're on that? I watched, I think someone on here mentioned it, I can't remember who it was. I watched West Ham ManCity when we played them. And I think I told you this last night, didn't I, Rob? Privately. And their guy who runs the channel, he was in his car and he said, and we've never had any beef with West Ham. Us and West Ham have been great. 2 proper working class teams, centre East End of London, Manchester, city centres love each other. And I tell you what, he was really surprised, he said, when he went to the Etihad, because he said they only beat us 2-1. And he sat there listening to, you've had your day out now home, and you've seen the champions and home. And he said, they've never been that arrogant. His exact words were, Manchester City fans have never been that arrogant. And he was shocked. And his exact words were, the success has gone to their heads. They have become Manchester United.
Well, and that's the thing that we never want to become.
And that made me cry a bit because I was like, we used to say, I know we're down, I know me and Rob are Jurassic Park.
We are a bit Jurassic Park.
T-Rex,
but like I said though, I'll make the concession, Martin. If you want to brag about beating Liverpool, perfect. If you want to brag about beating Manchester United, perfect. If you want to brag about beating Chelsea, perfect. But when you're playing it, let's put it this way, right? The Norwich team was assembled for like fucking 20 quid. And the Manchester City team was assembled for £1 billion. So of course we beat them. Of course we beat them. We don't need to. We don't need to go and rob their houses and fucking burn their house down, do we?
It's like Rob coming to a drag race with a Rover 25, and I turn up in a Porsche. Now, yeah, the Rover might have a chance if my Porsche breaks down halfway down the drag race, but you know what? You know who's winning? I'm not going to sit there and go, "Yeah, I've smashed you." Because he's got a crappy Rover 25.
Yeah. Well, Jack Lee, I know that me and Martin get accused of being dinosaurs all the time, but that's all we want. We want you to just be a little bit more measured because at the end of the day, right?
Be humane.
At the end of the day, Charlie, what are you, Charlie? You're like 15, 16 or something like that, right? So some of you guys are like 15, 16. When you were 5 or 6, Man United were still winning trophies and they were being knobheads. And you must have hated that when you were 5 or 6 years old walking around in your City shirt and you had United fans going shitty City and why are you wearing shit on your shirt for?
Me and Rob got bullied in the playground at school when we were City fans.
Martin, stop it. I never got bullied, mate. I just smacked the fuck out of everybody.
Oldham fans used to bully us.
No, but all I'm saying is just be a little bit more chilled out about it. Just take the piss out of them. Take the piss out of them because they're crap. Yeah, because they are crap. Trust me, Manchester United are a BTEC fucking Salford City team.
Yeah. No, it's not talking about Salford City because that's somebody else.
But just be a little bit more measured about it. You know what I mean? Like for example, all the time, yeah. Everyone do subscribe to Ali because he's a good young lad and he's a good worker as well. So give him a shout out. But I mean, exactly like Jack Lee's just said there, he's old enough to have seen us lose 8-1 to Middlesbrough. Yeah, I was there, mate. And the other thing as well, when we had Stuart Pearce as a manager.
No,
We scored.
no,
We scored
please don't.
in an entire season. We scored 6 goals at home in an entire season. 19 games at home, and we only scored 6 goals.
Me and Rob had to watch Bernardo Carradi and Georgia Samaras up front.
So there are ways and means that you go about this. Like, for example, if you want to take the mick out of Liverpool, because Liverpool call City an oil club, but let's not forget, in the 1960s and 1970s, Liverpool had all the Littlewoods Pools money, and they doped the league in the 60s and 70s. You know, Manchester United in the early 90s, the reason Manchester United had all that dominance is because Sky Sports were their sugar daddy. And because they won the first couple of trophies in the first few years of the Premier League, they doped the league and they become massively dominant because they had so much money. So every single team that has ever won the Premier League has won it because they've spent money. So whenever somebody comes at us and says you only win because you've spent money, just laugh at them because they're being ridiculous.
Yeah, and Charlotte,
no
that's
team,
great.
even Leicester City spent money to win the league. There is not one single team that has ever won the league with a bunch of fucking Saturday workers. It doesn't happen. It's not reality.
Can I just give you an example? And that Charlotte is great singing that, and it's a funny song. But do you remember when Liverpool won the league 2 years ago? Please don't tell me all it didn't hurt you, it didn't bother you. Because it did. And what was the one thing we used to all say? Oh, they're arrogant. They're arrogant. They're going to wind on about this for the next 10 years. Don't be, glass house and throw the stones at the other way then. That's all we're saying. You can't have a go at Liverpool for one thing, but then throw it back the other way.
Anyway, so we're going to batter Newcastle on Sunday.
3-0. I'm going for 3-0.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a close
at the end of the day, whatever the score is, there is a golfing class.
I'll be honest with you, Rob. I'm expecting 0-0 at half time and we'll take over in the second half. I genuinely do believe. Charlie, come on. There was leagues before the Premier League, mate.
Not really, mate. Football was invented in 1992, Martin.
so what I'm saying is I think it'll be 0-0 at half time. We'll take over in the second half.
See, look at Daddy Beaver. Daddy Beaver should be a dinosaur just like
6-1.
us. He should be a dinosaur just like us, but Daddy Beaver, he's had too much sauce. Hello, Brian. I've not seen you on a live before, Brian. Well, thanks for joining us, mate. The last time we won a trophy, Dick Turpin held up and robbed the coach. Exactly. There you go.
Anyway, so listen, it's going to be fun. We will be live now at 1 o'clock on Sunday. We'll be live at 1 on Sunday. So Sunday's going to be
PM, not AM.
We've got a watch along post match, and then we're into the 20. So busy day. What I'm going to do for you, I just want to go through a little bit of news that has happened today. There's been some rumours, news, not just the Pep stuff. But apparently, I'll start with the general stuff, but Emil Heskey, do you remember him, Rob?
I remember Emil Heskey. Bloody hell, cheat code on FIFA, weren't
he? the Leicester City Liverpool boy, didn't he have that celebration?
He was Sven-Göran Eriksson's favourite striker, weren't he?
Yeah,
him and Darius Vassell.
His son, Jaden Heskey, who's just turned 16, is about to sign scholarship papers with Manchester City. So there you go.
You have that with Andy Cole's kid as well, and he turned out to be shite.
The ManCity. Didn't he at Barnsley now? You Barnsley?
Don't know, Martin, but I wouldn't. I don't get fussed about our players until they actually make it into the first team, which never happens.
Looks like Tommy Doyle may be coming home in January.
Oh, thank you, Martin. That's made.
He doesn't like the bratwurst. Doesn't like the bratwurst over in Germany.
Well, let's be honest, mate. It was absolutely a shocking decision for Manchester City to let Tommy Doyle go and play in the second division of bloody football.
Well, it's possibly in the plan. They're going to look at it. It hasn't been excluded out. There is a recall for him to come home in January. Nothing on Taylor Harwood-Bellis, unfortunately, mate. So it sounds like he's staying with
another one. Taylor Harwood-Bellis. How he is not somewhere like Brentford or at least in the Championship is shocking for me, Martin. Shocking.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you some other... I'm now giving you the good news. I'm going to throw the bad news at you. According to reports, and this is actually a lot of places now, Sport Witness was on TalkSport earlier. Jose Alvarez was talking about it. If anyone knows, Jose Alvarez does do a lot of Spanish stuff, he is actually quite reliable as well. The Ferran Torres deal is 90% done.
That's okay. That's okay, Martin. Martin, what did I say to you the first time I spoke to you about Ferran Torres? I said that guy will win a Ballon d'Or one day.
But it won't be for us.
It won't be in a Manchester City shirt.
And apparently,
let me just say. So Sean just said there in the chat, what's the point of Tommy Doyle coming back? The point of Tommy Doyle coming back, mate, is that it means that he's got a second chance. Now, if that means that he goes back into the academy, that's good in a way because he's going to continue playing the Manchester City style of football.
Plus, the EDS need him.
And the EDS need him. And secondly, if he does go out on loan again, let's hope that he goes out on loan to a British club because that's what he needs. He needs to play in the English leagues because we want to see him have a future in England, not in Germany.
Newcastle, just to throw this out, Newcastle have got money, but obviously they're going to find it difficult to get the players in they may want in January because obviously you're going to have to bring in mercenaries, more than doubt, to get them into a relegation battle.
What, your Tevez's and stuff like that?
Exactly. Why not a Tommy Doyle, a McAtee, a Cole Palmer, off they go up to Newcastle for 6 months?
I'm not against it. I'm not against it, mate.
Just an idea. Throwing it out there. Could be. I'm not saying that they'll do great guns, but it's good for them. Good for Newcastle, because let's be honest, some of our McAtee might be better than what they've got currently on the pitch. Cole Palmer, probably better than the wingers they've got. Maybe even a Delap. Because I've always said he reminds me of Alan Shearer the way he plays. Just a thought, anyway. But, I mean, that's for another time. But yes, Ferran Torres, the reports are 90% done at 42.5 million plus bonuses. So I think that's 15 million, something like that, 17 million profit. Which doesn't surprise me. But Rob made a comment earlier.
It is what it is, Martin.
No, but you did say off camera, if that was done the other way, we'd be spending 90 million.
Oh, of course, yeah. But I have to say, Martin, look at it in this regard. Okay, if Ferran Torres leaving for 42 million means that Cole Palmer or McAtee get more games for City.
But that won't happen.
No, Martin, I said if. I said if. I said if, mate. Ifs, ands and buts and maybes, Martin.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And Manchester City want to get Gabby Jesus down to a new mega long-term deal.
And the other thing as well, Martin.
What does mega mean?
Mega bus, £1, isn't it?
Well, that's what I mean. What does a mega deal mean?
Let me just say this to you as well, yeah? Ferran Torres leaves in January.
Yes.
Because...
Dusan Vlahovic is coming in.
No, because...
Haaland.
There you go, good boy.
But the news.
Who here knows Blakely? I know Blakely. I grew up in Collyhurst, mate, not far from.
Oh, Blakely. Hey, down Vicky Ave. If anyone doesn't know what Vicky Ave, it's a road called Victoria Avenue. It's off Hollingwood Avenue and then goes into Victoria Avenue. Takes you down past what used to be a lovely carvery called a Toy Box. Not there anymore.
Of course, Martin would know it by the carveries. Right, no, but seriously though, Haaland coming in January, mate.
Well, apparently Manchester City want Dusan Vlahovic, Rob. And they see him as the perfect guy.
No.
Could we have both?
You can have both if you want, Martin. If you want to go on cheat mode on FIFA, sure.
Why not both?
Let's be real. Martin, no, let's be realistic, Martin. Come on now. Look, if we want to win, look, all I'm saying is, well,
Brian.
I've got two things to say, right? So the first one is, all I'm saying is, Martin, if we sign Dusan blah 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 in January, then we're winning the domestic double. We're winning the league and we're winning the FA Cup.
Sorry, say that name again.
Dusan blah blah blah. And if we sign,
subtitles will be on later.
Yes, and if we sign Haaland in January, we're winning the treble, mate. It's as simple as that. It's the difference between, do you want to continue to be domestically successful or do you want to win the European Cup? Okay, so that's the first point I have to say about that. Jack Lee, you are 100% correct. We're signing Haaland in January and winning the treble.
Palmer could play on the wing,
Fact.
Charlie.
I just want to address what Brian said. So Pep said, why has he never given Delap a chance? Okay, so unfortunately, Brian, it's a question of timing. So at the start of the season, Liam Delap was nailed on to be in the squad and the starting 11 potentially. Okay, but he got injured. He got injured at the wrong time, and that has gone against him massively. So he was at about number 15 in the squad. He was there. He was on the edge. And then he got injured, and now he's at about 22, 23 in the squad. He's just above Scott Carson, unfortunately, because of his injuries. And it is all it is, Brian, is it's a case of timing, and he was so unfortunate.
And I'll be honest with you as well. Well done, Ali, mate. Just my personal opinion, but well done, Ali. I hope you don't get any effects from it, mate. Brian, for me, I'd love to have seen Delap give it a go. But this is
Brian.
That's my opinion now. I think the boat has left the port without him on it now. I think Delap will end up on loan somewhere next year.
Unfortunately. I have to say to Brian there, do we believe that we're getting Haaland? Well, I believe it. And secondly to that, if it is true, there is going to be a live stream from a tattoo parlour where I get him tattooed on my ass.
I'm not doing the tattoo.
You might not want to watch that stream.
Well, you will see it because you'll see Rich is going to shave his buttocks beforehand. But anyway.
I don't know.
We're not at the watershed yet.
With Haaland, you just have to look at it realistically. Is he going to go to Bayern Munich? No, because they won't pay the wages and it is not the Bayern Munich style. Is he going to go to Manchester United? No, because they're currently spending $600,000 a week on Ronaldo's wages. What a joke. Is he going to go to Chelsea? No, they've already spent their $100 million on Lukaku. Is he going to go to Tottenham? No, because they need a completely different squad and couldn't afford him in the first place, and they wouldn't even pay his wages or his transfer fee or even the agent fees. Is he going to go to Barcelona? Maybe if Barcelona get another 300 million out of Magic. They've got magicians at Barcelona who invent money and just don't care about debt. Is he going to go to Real Madrid? Real Madrid have clearly stated their intentions to get Mbappe and even Raheem Sterling, so they've got other options. Is he going to go to Leeds United? That was even thrown out. Absolutely not. The only place that he can go... Hold on, Mike, let me finish. Realistically, the only place... Haaland has stated himself that he wants to play in the top league in Europe for the top team. That's Manchester City or Liverpool. If I want to give Liverpool a favour, but he's not going to Liverpool because Liverpool won't pay £500,000 a week. Now, traditionally, Manchester City also would not pay £500,000 a week. However, Puma is our kit manufacturer. Puma is our kit sponsor. Haaland is ready to sign a deal with Haaland to be a sports ambassador for the next decade at something like £20 million a year. Manchester City and Puma are going to work out a deal for Haaland. I am telling you, nailed on fact.
Rob has literally been... by the way, 2 p.m. Ming Yuang. Good to see you, mate. Listen, Rob's been brainstorming this. He's got whiteboards all around his room. Like, day 1, day 2. No, listen.
I'm telling you, Haaland is coming to Manchester City.
Did you just say Leeds United, by the way?
Yeah, no, I'm saying he wouldn't go to Leeds. No, because Martin, it was genuinely
put out green grass
because he was born in Leeds and he's a Leeds fan apparently. So it was banded out that he was going to go to Leeds.
I thought it was a City
Well, that's what I'm saying, Martin. It's all complete waffle. But how are PSG possibly in for Haaland?
They were formed in a Christmas cracker 10 years ago.
Can I just say that Paris Saint-Germain, one, they're already under investigation. Right, for financial doping, which they have been doing.
As soon as that World Cup's over, they're in trouble.
The World Cup in December next year, PSG cannot continue to pay the money and spend the wages that they're currently doing. Their league does not generate the revenue, and Haaland said he wants to play in the best league in the world. The French league is not the fucking best league in the world. It's not even considered one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. So that is complete waffle.
Question, Charlie, what did Xavi say about Ireland? I missed that. I've not seen anything. Yeah, thank you, Sean. If you are enjoying it,
I'll
Give it a
just
little
I'll just say to Brian Gardner, Haaland's agent says he wants 750. Haaland's agent can go spit and he can say whatever he wants to say. The fact of the matter is that Manchester City will probably pay about £400,000 a week, and they will work on add-ons. So, for example, I'll give you an example of how City have done this in the past. Yaya Toure, when he was at Manchester City, was on a flat rate of £200,000 a week. Every time he appeared on the pitch, he got £50,000 appearance fee. Every time he scored, he got £50,000 goal bonus. Every single time the team won, he got another £20,000. And this is how they make the wages up at football clubs. A flat rate is completely different from additions and bonuses, and that is how we'll work the Haaland deal. Haaland will come to Manchester City on a flat rate of between £350,000 and £400,000 a week. And then, between Manchester City and all of the sponsorship deals, that's how they'll make his wages up. It's a straight fact.
Rob, how much you getting out of this deal?
I'm getting a tattoo on my arse, mate. Right, so Martin is going to have his annual bath in a couple of minutes, so we will be ending the stream very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. We've decided that we wanted to do this little impromptu stream because we haven't really done a Newcastle pre-match, and we also wanted to talk about what's currently going on with coronavirus. We can only hope that the match goes ahead on Sunday, and we can only hope that everybody has a wonderful Christmas, and I do sincerely hope that you all have a wonderful Christmas. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas because of your religious beliefs or you're just not into that sort of thing, spend some time with your family. Family are incredibly valuable, and they're gone before you know it. So love and cherish the people around you, and have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. And we hope to see you again on Sunday for the football, if it's
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Don't forget.
So
Thank you.
That's me signing off, and Martin's going to go and have his annual bath.
Yeah. Have a great evening, great weekend. I hope you've got that Friday feeling. Enjoy, be safe, take care of your own, and we'll see you on Sunday for the Oil Classico.
Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Bye, Martin.